Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited because today we are going to do a Pottery Barn inspired dupe. Okay, so I say Pottery Barn inspired because it's not exactly the same, because the picture you see right here, the Pottery Barn version, is mammoth, okay? So it is like 39.5 square inches. That's almost 40 square inches. And it has a natural dried palm leaf in the center. And the palm leaf is approximately 30 inches, which is very, very large. So I wanted to challenge myself to use some of the materials that I already have on hand and recreate the similar look. So currently, as I'm making this project right now, the white palm leaf is $399. Guys, that's $400 about, right? And then plus tax. And then the black palm leaf, which I think is very, very glam and stunning, is like $278. So either way, we're looking at a few $100s, and I keep going back and forth. Should I spray paint it black? Should I spray paint it white? I don't know. But I do know that I have this frame, which is also, it's a square frame. I looked at the shadow boxes because the Pottery Barn version is a shadow box, and the shadow boxes tend to be more than the frame. So I wondered if I could just do a similar look with my 24 by 24 frame and then find a to scale palm frond leaf. Now let me tell you, while I was looking for palm frond leaves, they are not cheap, okay? You would expect for like a little leaf, or maybe my like price versions are just outdated, but I just thought like a single frond would be like $3 or $4, okay? Well, I go to first I look online, and on Amazon, they were a little pricier, and they were usually came like multiple frond leaves, and I was like, I just want one frond for my project. So I go to a local craft store, and sure enough, one dried palm was like $10. And I thought, I can do better than this. And I want to go ahead and do the legwork to give you before you run around trying to find your frond, I'm going to show you the best places to find your palm frond, okay? So I decided, I was like, I'm going to see what Walmart has. Okay, so they do have this kind of fan looking palm frond, which is, I think it was like $4.46. Now, the only thing, I don't know if you can tell, but this is foam. This is a foam material. We are going to be spray painting our frond anyway. So I do like the texture that it lends, but it doesn't have the natural dried texture, which I feel gives it a little more upscale look. So I was like, I could go with this. But we also noticed, my husband pointed out, the base is really thick. And if you're doing a shadow box, you could cut it down and it may not matter. But if you're going the route that I'm going today, and just trying to use a regular frame, then you could run into an issue there. So decided to keep looking. What can I find? It does make a great fan though. It really does. So Hobby Lobby for the win. Hobby Lobby, it was, I don't know, when you go to a store and you find everything, that was my Hobby Lobby experience. Walk in and literally, this is the perfect, realistic dried frond. It is Hobby Lobby, and even $6.99, but it was 40% off that. So around like $4. And I think it was actually less than the Walmart frond. And I have all the little points that look like the Pottery Barn version. So I was very, very, very happy with that. And as I was looking around, I also noticed there was this gorgeous, gorgeous placemat that you could totally spray paint. And this was at Hobby Lobby. It was in the spring clearance section, hiding amongst other placemats. And I grabbed it. There was only one, and I guess they clearanced it out because there was only one. But if you're framing this and spray painting it, it says $3.29, but when I brought it up to checkout, I was like, it's in the clearance section. And she said, well, let me just scan it. It was 25 cents. 25 cents. Whoa. Okay, so we are going to spray paint this one and the dried palm today, and we're going to see which one we like better. So I figured out that the cardboard was going to show through if I did not add a layer of white paint. So I quickly, and very quickly, you do not have to be a perfectionist about this, added a quick coat of white paint to the back and let it dry. Okay, so I have the two fronds. My husband and I painted them gloss black is what you really want to do. This one, I painted one black and one white just to see, and so that you can see what they look like. But I love, love, love how beautiful and just glamorous it just pops, and I'm so excited. And y'all, this 25-cent placemat, I cannot even believe it. Painted it white. I think it's so, so pretty. And so the next step that we are going to do, and again, I painted this white. I painted this acrylic thing white with acrylic paint so that the cardboard backing doesn't peek through, even though we will put fabric over it. So the fabric that I got, fabric can be very expensive, but I was very, very fortunate. Hobby Lobby just had it going on. So at Hobby Lobby, I wanted something that had a linen backdrop to it. And if you look, they have fabric remnants. And this one was only like $4 and something. You just want to make sure it's the size, and this had plenty of room. I think it was, I can't remember, maybe like 45 inches. It does, however, have a small little stain on it, which does not bother me because I'm just going to use the other side, and I think it's going to turn out great. So just make sure that you remove your matting first, and again, make sure you paint your little backdrop so that the texture doesn't come through. But now we're just going to hot glue, put it all in place, and we are going to have a fabulous look. So a very helpful hint is to clip down the fabric onto the frame so that it doesn't budge around, and that when you flip it over, you will have it all in place. This was my husband's idea, and I thought it was a great idea. I also noticed that I had a lot of creases and wrinkles that I had to very tediously iron several times. Now, if you had a fabric that was already cut, you may not run into this issue. So now I have flipped the board around, and I am just going to hot glue everything in place. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to make sure that you fold it tightly, get all the seams in place, and then afterwards I just kind of cut all the little threads away, and then we're ready for the next step. Now that my canvas is glued down, I positioned the palm frond and eyeballed where I wanted it. I thought about measuring it, but you really can just eyeball it. And then I glued the stem. That's the part that I feel like is the most important part to stay in place. And then I put a little glue on the frond itself, but that part does not matter as much. So just make sure that your stem is in place. It's also going to be within the frame. So I think we're good. I can't wait to show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is done and I'm so pleased with how it turned out. I think for a Pottery Barn inspired dupe, we did pretty good. The frond is not as big and full, but again, I like it to scale. I love how the cream burlap or this kind of linen color contrasts with the glossy black, and it is stunning. Y'all, the price too, we did it for, I think, just under $25. What? This frame was $15. The remnant fabric that we picked up was, I think, $4.19. And this was $4 and some change. So we did this whole project for $25, around $25, versus what, like hundreds of dollars. The white frond, $3.99, and the other, I think, $2.78. Again, not as big, but yay, we did it, and I think you could do it too. If you do, please comment below. I'd love to see your artwork.